What's up, y'all? How is everybody doing today, man? You already should know how it go. It is your boy B back with another video. Y'all, I'm telling you this right now. If you are not in a position where you're comfortable as far as financially, spiritually, or even just within yourself, you can make a change. And I start out with that because a lot of us are procrastinating and allowing motherfuckers around us that's procrastinating to be around us as if they deserve to. And today I have something that I want to share with you guys just real quick. Number one, I know a lot of people get burnt out, especially since we're about to head into the fourth quarter. And some of us ain't where we wanted to be. Some of us, we set goals and we wanted to accomplish certain things and we are not there yet. So what do? And I like to always talk about when I had one of my employees come in and tell me she was going to quit smoking. And, you know, I'm one of those people, everybody around me knows that I do, I guess, come off a little motivational, but you can always talk to me, right? So she's like, yeah, I did it today. And every day she would come in and just say, yeah, I didn't smoke today, da-da-da. So then one day she came in, she was stressed out. She had issues at home and she smoked. She came in and she told me, she said, damn, I smoked. She said, now everything has to stop. Like I failed. I would have to start all over again. Whatever. I think I'm just going to go back. And I looked at her dead in her eyes and I told her, I said, just because you do something and relapse or you make a mistake on a goal that you set doesn't mean that you have to go back. See, it's not about hitting the accolades or the goals you're expecting to hit immediately. Sometimes it takes lessons on the way for you to understand why it's important, why you need to do it, or maybe to understand how to exert discipline, how to pull out a different version of yourself. A lot of us aren't pulling out different versions of ourselves. We are just the same stale form that we've been expecting different results. Okay. And one thing I've learned is I can't motivate people that don't motivate themselves. Like I'll tell you this, I hate having girlfriends that don't get up off their ass and do something because they expect me to make money. I hate people, or I won't say hate, but I definitely do disagree with the notion that the man is supposed to pay all the bills, right? Well, I'll pay the bills for somebody that's holding their end up on the different end, right? I'm not going to just pay your bills because you're a girl or a woman. I'm not just going to pay your bills because me and you are romantic, right? I don't give a freak about none of that. If you're not getting your ass up every single day trying to beat the version of yourself that you were yesterday, I have no respect for you. And to everybody out there that says they want to be an entrepreneur, they want to be a boss, but they're not holding themselves accountable and other people accountable around you, you're not doing yourself justice because you are who you hang with. And that's why I think I don't hang with a lot of people. That's why I don't communicate with a lot of individuals throughout my day because I'm so focused on me and trying to build me and grow me. If you're not a friend that's helping me make money, you're not a friend to me. If you're not a friend that says, yo, B, I checked out your website and I think you can improve on this, this, and that, you're not a friend to me. If you're not somebody that's trying to say, yo, B, listen, I want to do X, Y, and Z. I want to run this marathon in December. I'm going to start training on this date. And I'm just letting you know because either you want to join me or maybe, you know, if you see me slipping, let me know. Like I need friends like that. And a lot of us, we hold ourselves around different versions of ourselves that either we wish we could be or we're trying to run away from. You ever hang around somebody that hangs around people that they know they're better than? You ever hang around somebody you know you're better than because they make you feel valuable? You know, that type of person, you got you a job. This person don't got a job. They struggling, but y'all buddies, right? So every time you clock out or you go clock in, you know for a fact you're doing better than such and such. So subconsciously, it makes you feel like you're doing something in life. That is not the case. It leaves you stagnant. It leaves you stale. It does not help you progress. And that's one of the most important things that I think I've learned throughout my business journey is that no matter how many business partners I've had, I've always surrounded myself with business partners that were never on my level. Business partners that never could actually provide anything. You know that my whole entire life, I never had a business partner provide 50-50. Like, I never went into business with anybody that held up their half financially. 9 times out of 10, it was me that put all the money into the business, allowing another person to say that they're a partner in it without them kicking out any type of money. But you want to know why I did that? I did that because I was so scared to go into business alone. I did that because I was incapable of understanding if I could actually run a business myself. So subconsciously, all I did was try to bring along a sidekick, somebody to be by my side just so I don't feel alone. And a lot of us are doing that in life. We're surrounding ourselves around people that we know we're better than because it makes us feel like we're doing good. You're not. But we hide away from the motherfuckers that's doing better than us. And I'm going to tell y'all this, like, I do it too. I hide from people sometimes that I know are doing better than me. Not because I'm scared of the challenge, but you want to know what it's because? It's because I know for a fact that I'm not where I want to be and I'm pushing myself harder and harder. And I'm the type of person I can't sleep if I know that somebody else is working harder than me. I can't. I cannot sleep if I know somebody working harder than me. It's no way. It's no way. I can't sleep if I'm not making no bread. It's no way. It's no way. I've never been that type of person. Oh, I'm about to take a nap. I've never been that type of person. Now, I understand that's needed. I understand naps and rest is needed, but I've never been the type of person to be able to relax while somebody else is getting what's mine. I'm going to say that motherfucking shit again. I've never been somebody to relax when somebody out there is getting what's mine. It's ridiculous for us to have this mindset that we are just what we are, and what we are is just what we settle for. No, what you are 9 times out of 10 is what you are actually producing. You are what you are actually doing, and only you know the effort that you're putting in. I wouldn't even say all the time. Just behind the scenes, you know exactly what you're doing. And I think that it speaks volumes for a lot of us, because a lot of us don't hold ourselves accountable. Hold yourself accountable, but most importantly, stop surrounding yourself around people that you know you're better than, just so you can feel like you're doing something and you can feel accomplished. And if you see somebody around you that ain't on your level, tell them, I love you. I love you. But I'm going other places and I can't take you. I'll always be a call away. If I don't pick up, you can always leave a voicemail. Other than that, I gotta go. I got shit I gotta do. I got a legacy I gotta put on my back. I got people depending on me. And I don't got time to smoke my life away, or drink my life away, or party my life away, or watch YouTube and look at other people's lives and live in drama. Fuck that. I'm trying to get this money. Nah, not because I want fancy cars or I just want material things. And I want generational wealth because I know that people are coming behind me. And I know how much I struggled to build and grow and learn and be able to cope with the failures that I've done and I went through, and that people in my past could have prevented just by telling me to watch out. And I'll leave you guys with this. Credit. Most people in my family have really good credit. But guess what? Not one of them told me or my brother or my cousins anything about credit. Not one. Not, oh, you need to do this and that. No, nothing. Not get a credit card and don't use it all. Nothing. So some of us went and tried to do things ourselves and failed miserably. While the people in our family are soaking up the fruits of their labor from mistakes they maybe have made, they allowed us to make the same ones. That's not generational wealth. See, generational wealth doesn't necessarily have to be just money. It can also be information. So when you start realizing that, well, the information that you have, that you've accumulated, the things you went through, all that stuff can be used. And you can grow, build, and save people that come after you and your family just by telling them. Keeping score, keeping record. So when you go through a failure, I don't want you to just think of it as you falling flat on your ass. I want you to start thinking of it as, I'm going through this so that somebody in my family, whether it's your kids, your girl, your whoever, doesn't have to do it later. Let's get into the motherfucking video. All right, so guys, we're going to be talking about how to start reselling in 2026 without getting banned. I got a presentation. Now, here we go. Number one, guys, when you are starting to resell, I really want to get into what is the definition of reselling, right? Like, what's the definition? Reselling to me is when you have a product, okay? So these are Gen 4s, okay? You have a product that you are actually able to sell, okay? Because you have it physically and you can buy more. All right, so let's separate the two. We're not talking about thrifting. We're talking about reselling. I want to make this clear. Reselling is when you can get a product over and over and over again. You keep getting finessed into believing that you can go to the dollar store and pick out some items and get rich. You believe that if you want. I'm here to tell you, I've never experienced nor came across a real life human being in person that is buying toilet paper, lotion, razors from the dollar store and recouping their investment plus making an enormous amount of money. Okay? Supply and demand is very important. You have to understand that buying from another retailer is beneficial in some ways, but you really want to go and try to attack distributors and suppliers. Who are you if you don't have connections? I want to say that again. Who are you if you do not have connections? And why is that important? Well, because connections actually can help you grow, but most importantly, it's something that your consumers cannot actually consume, which makes you valuable. Okay? You having something someone else doesn't makes you valuable. It gives you the leg up every single time. Don't forget that. All right? All right, so now, without getting banned part is self-explanatory. All right, the game changed. Bans come faster in 2026. Platforms now run AI risk systems that score your accounts from the second you sign up before you sell. And this is actually true. AI has become very beneficial to us, but also has become a brick wall that a lot of us continue to run into. Identifying verification is so here's the thing. That identity verification, as far as your bank accounts, your license. I went and brought my I went to go buy a commercial vehicle for one of my businesses, right? And I went to go ahead and I leased this truck. Okay, if you guys don't know, I have way more businesses than just HustlerTaughtMe.com, where you can get your wholesale products and everything. But I do have more businesses, so I went to go get this truck. I go to the dealership. The dealership says, okay, can we have your pay stubs? I say, I don't have pay stubs. I own a business. Can I provide this, this, and that? They said, well, we do it differently now. These people had me hook up my entire bank account to the software. The software looked at my bank account, ran through all the numbers, saw how much I was making, and then reported it back to the dealership. Now, that is a new type of identification verification, okay? Why? Because usually you would be able to just provide your statements. But now they want to actually see that you own that account. So it's the same thing with these apps, okay? The identity verification is federal law for higher volume sellers. Platforms verify name, bank address, and mismatches get flagged. Now, you might think that eBay is doing this because they want to get on your nerves. They're picking on you. They just think that you're just a loser, or maybe you just think that they're doing too much. No, well, these companies are doing it to protect themselves because there are laws behind the paywall that we don't even see that they have to abide by, and also people that are holding them accountable. So if you're somebody out there that's trying to build, but you don't want to have to provide your ID to eBay, or you don't have to hook up your bank to eBay, understand that these are actually things put in place because they need to protect themselves. So I'll give you an example. Macari, you have to put your ID. I did see a few inboxes and also comments on YouTube on some of my Macari videos asking me, how do I actually get unbanned from Macari without an ID? And I just want to drop this information here. You don't. You have to get somebody else to create the Macari for you. Now, bans aren't bad luck, they're patterns. And tonight, you learn every pattern to avoid, okay? Now, rule number one, your account is the business. Now, a lot of people don't really think like this. Instead, we have normalized this word side hustle, okay? Now, I am somebody that used to say, I create side hustles and I do this, and a side hustle is, in my opinion, starting to become a word that's looked at like it's a part-time thing, okay? But you got to understand, and I'm going to move my head real quick, guys. You got to understand that when it comes to your business, whether it's eBay, Macari, Facebook, OfferUp, Vinted, Depop, Poshmark, whatever it is, Amazon, Walmart, Seller Central, anything, that's your business, because this is something you actually can fall back on, okay? So inventory can be replaced. A banned account with its reviews, history, and trust often can't. Protect it like it's the most valuable thing you own. Because guess what, guys? It is. All right? It is. It's something you're going to need to keep. All right. Now, set up the right way on day one. Now, here's some things you want to do. Names have to match on everything, of course, right? If you're going to create a business bank account, whether it's a business bank account with your LLC or your S Corp or even your sole prop, make sure that all of the names and addresses match up. Now, I know I'm gonna have some questions on that. If you're creating a business eBay account, for example, right? And let's say you're trying to get unbanned, which means you're creating another account, but this account is going to be a business account, but you've already used your personal information on a previous account, right? Well, if you're trying to get unbanned from that, but you're also trying to provide somewhat, real information, you need to make sure, if you are doing the business, do not register that business in the address that you've used already. You want to use a digital address, right? So you want to use a digital office. Regis has a lot of offices that you could actually pay monthly to use the address as well. You need to figure that out. If you need to use your next door neighbors, do that as well. Now, when it comes to the bank account, you do not have to worry about the bank account address, but the bank account name you do. So if your business name is Hustler Entertainment, your bank account should say Hustler Entertainment too. Okay, one mismatch can equal verification hold, which means they want more information. All right, no VPN ever. Yes. So people ask me this all the time. Yo, B, why don't I just use the VPN? The VPN makes more sense. Yo, B, let's do VPN. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. The reason you don't do a VPN is because VPNs are going to automatically flag you. Think about it like this. One day you're in Mississippi and then the next day you're in freaking Tulum. It just does not make sense. It's going to create a verification hellhole for you. Okay? You're going to end up really finding yourself in a position to where you have eBay trying to track where you're at, but can't find where you're at, and then in sense basically just giving you a red flag because they don't know where you are, okay? VPNs, no. Incognito windows are what you want to utilize, okay? All right, so one account per platform. Stealth and duplicate accounts are the #1 permanent ban reason, and this is true. So I don't like this term stealth account, nor did I create it, okay? Stealth account was created by whoever it was created by. It was not me. I've seen stealth account being placed on some of my videos. I don't believe in that. I think that if you're going to, when I say get unbanned, let's dissect that. It means create another account. Getting them banned is basically saying that, hey, a company banned me from something and I need to figure a way to get this restraint off of me. But we do it in a witty way where we're utilizing legal ways to separate our personal brand or identity in business. Okay? A stealth is when you are using your own personal information still, but trying to hide behind the radar. Now, real address, real phone, no P.O. boxes. P.O. boxes are not going to get you unbanned. They're not going to help you with create your account. We're not worried about P.O. boxes, okay? No burner numbers. Use a Google Voice. Use a Text Now. Buy another number with another service, okay? I was about to say you guys can use like Go High Level, or it's a bunch of different platforms that actually do give you access to multiple numbers. You just have to do your research. How much money are you willing to spend? All right. Now turn on two-factor authentication is good. That is that's known. And then of course, now you want to separate your bank accounts, because when they do start asking you for invoices and receipts, or when you are trying to get your money unfrozen, or maybe when you get a chargeback, you don't want that to come out of your personal bread. This is something that people sleep on all the time. When I talk to my youngins that are my students, or even older people that I work with, and they're like, yo, I got a regular bank account, Brandon. I look at them and I think to myself, why would you have a regular bank account and also try to run a business? That to me makes no sense. It's not like a business bank account is going to cost you a lot of money. It's not going to cost you anything to start. Okay. I got business bank accounts with Wells Fargo, worst bank in the world. I got business accounts with Chase, and then I have one with Navy Federal. I have a checkings account with all of them too. But all of my bread is separated. Each bank gives me a benefit in some way, right? So understanding that you need to separate your finances, especially for chargebacks or things that may occur, that's really important. Okay, very, very important, and not really I don't really hear nobody talking about that online. Now, eBay, surviving the first 90 days is one of the most important things. Okay, now start slow, 5 to 10 listings a day, moderate prices. Don't jump from $20 items to $500 phones overnight. That's exactly what fraud bots do, and that is true. Okay, you got people overseas that is listing on eBay, and they hit me up and they're like, yo, can I work with you? No, you cannot work with me, bro. Like, me and you, two different things, two different ideologies, no, okay? Let's make this clear. I'm a no nonsense type of fella, okay? I don't sell dreams, nor do I try to be sold them. And if you're somebody out there that's just trying to create an eBay account to just blow it up and make a bunch of bread, you're going to fail, you're going to be broke, and you're never going to run a successful business. Why? Because fast money don't last. Why do I know? Because I've done it before. I've tried to create businesses to make fast money, and every single time it failed. Why would I walk or help anyone go through that same type of experience? I wouldn't. Okay, that's not my thing. That's not where I want to go or how I want to actually be known, right? So understand, I don't create fluff or give bullshit advice. No, stop trying to go ahead and create false eBay accounts and then try to list freaking BlissX or CarMax, and then the next second you list an iPhone 17 Pro Max unlocked and it's really a clone device, right? I think that's really unethical, and I do believe that those type of bad practices end up coming back to you. Now, photos only. So when it comes to these photos, let's focus on it, okay? I've been one that was wrong in the past. I was a person that would get on here. I would tell you never, ever, 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 ever take your own picture. I said, who has time to take their own picture? No, nobody got time to take their own picture on any product, right? Who wants to be in the basement with a light box taking pictures of products that are already online, right? And I still have that sentiment. I agree with that, but at the same time, it's a pivot. Now, let me explain. When you're listing products, you want to take your own pictures and also utilize other people's as well. The difference is if you're trying to, let's say, list a product, but you don't want to take your own pictures. Let's say we're trying to list it on eBay. We go to Mercari to find pictures. Why? Because now, remember, in the beginning, we just talked about how AI has made listing products a little bit different, right? AI has now taken over to the point to where they're dissecting a lot of your data, a lot of the information, and also giving your account scores. So when it comes to these photos, they're just looking at the metadata, okay? And that metadata can be traced back to another account, and then you're screwed. So what you want to do is you want to try to make it to where you are taking photos from Mercari or an opposite platform, or take your own pictures, put it in the Claude, ChatGPT, or whatever, and say, hey, make this a white background or whatever you're looking for. You need to use AI to your benefit, right? Just like these platforms are, okay? Now, ship fast and describe honestly. Now, this is something that I sometimes fell on with my own personal eBay because I'm mad busy, but you want to ship fast, okay? And the reason is because you want to beat customers' expectation. Beating customers' expectation is going to get you feedback. Getting feedback is going to get you bread, right? Because the feedback helps you with credibility. And again, I don't really hear much people talking about it. They'll tell you about how they sold 1,000 chapsticks on Amazon and made $1 billion, but they won't tell you about the customer feedback aspect. They won't tell you about, hey, I got these reviews and these reviews are helping my account. Because see, what the internet does is they give you information, but they don't give it all to you, because the beautiful thing about being online is that you can create any reality you want. So I can tell you I drop shipped 1,000 C4 energy drinks, but I won't ever discuss the cost of goods versus the rate on return, or I won't even tell you about the chargebacks, the missed shipments, or the damaged products that my customers receive. You see what I'm saying? Never trust somebody that tells you all good but no bad, because those are the ones that are trying to sell you a dream. When it comes to shipping fast and describing honestly, it's the same thing with a customer. You want to tell a customer what they're expecting. I met the head of Verizon Fios one time in Harrisburg, PA. I was 19 years old, building my business, but I took this door-to-door class, and it was for Verizon Fios. I was just shadowing these people, watching how they overrode objections and stuff like that, right? So I met this CEO. We're talking, I'm trying to soak up information. And she says something really important to me. She said, Brandon, if you want to run a successful company, you know what you need to do? And I said, what, ma'am? She said, you need to inspect what you expect. Because at that time, I told her I wanted to start my own first black-owned phone company. And she was telling me, about towers and all this other stuff. But I had my dream was too big, okay? I had my expectations weren't correct, weren't aligned. So when you're describing your listing to people, you need to make sure you're inspecting what you expect and being honest, okay? Now, the MC011, so this identity check is something people struggle with because they don't have the proper documentations, you don't have the right invoices, you don't have the right products listed, your invoices need to match. Now, let's make this clear. You go to HustlerTaughtMe you go to HustlerTaughtMe.com right now, right? And you buy these products. Let's say you go ahead and you buy Gen 4 and then you buy some Bud 3s, okay? So you buy the Gen 4 and the Bud 3s, you would expect, eBay would expect that these are going to show up on the invoice as what you listed. The problem people are having is they'll go and they'll list these as Apple AirPod Max or Air Mac, Apple Mac. What the fuck is this? Why am I having a what the hell? AirPod Max headphones, right? But on the invoice, it don't say that. If it don't say it on the invoice, that's why eBay is banning your ass, because you too busy buying cheap shit from AliExpress and DHgate, and you expecting to be able to provide that little weak ass receipt that you got, not realizing that's not how supplier's receipt actually looks. So in essence, that's why you're getting stuck. So again, I tell you guys this all the time, make sure your suppliers are giving you proper invoices. Now, at HustlerTaughtMe.com, we give you invoices, and also we can tailor the invoices to whatever you wanted to say, okay? Facebook Marketplace, earn the algorithm's trust. New accounts are capped, 5 to 10 listings, and reviewed. That's normal, don't fight it. Look human, real profile picture, complete profile, authentication, activity. Listen, I don't deal with Facebook Marketplace. Why? It connects with your real profile. They want you to actually just be I'm not active on Facebook. I can't tell you the last time I made a Facebook post. That's not my thing. That's not my thing. All right, I'm not a Facebook guy. So I'm not about to do all of this stay active stuff. But if you are a Facebook guy or gal, you want to be active, okay? Start low risk, obviously, clothing, books, kitchen, stuff like that, regular household items, and then move your way up. Mark items as sold instead of deleting. So this is one of the biggest things. If somebody was to ask me, how can I succeed on Facebook Marketplace? This is what I would tell them. You need to make sure that if you're growing and building and you're trying to actually thrive on this platform, you want to make sure that instead of deleting the products when they sell, just mark them as sold. So what I want to do is I want to recap this because I do think that this is important. All right. So how do you survive these platforms? The two platforms we just went over. eBay, the way that you're surviving is you're starting slow, 5 to 10 listings, low ticket items, okay? And number 2, your photos need to be real or from another platform. If you're listing on eBay, get the photos from Mercari, Depop, Poshmark. And number 3, you want to ship fast and have the description as the true product. If it's not really the product, like these, I wouldn't list these as, hey, these are Galaxy earbuds and they come with this, and that. No, like these are Bud 3s. These are wireless headphones that look similar to the real thing or look similar to, and then I would say the model of the headphones, which the model actually is on here too. And then I would say, I would give the features, and then I would say fast shipping, but it would be straight to the point, but it would teach the customer to inspect what they expect. If the customer asks me if these are legitimate headphones, I'm not going to say, yeah, they're legitimate, knowing that they're not, because that gives me a high rate of return. Instead, what I would do is I would say, hey, these are described in the description. Please inspect what you expect. And lastly, for the MC011, you want to do the identity check. So this is when they ask you for the ID and etc. You want to make sure all that stuff matches up. The way that you avoid this from happening is by actually listing slow, making sure that everything is connected before you make your first listing. All right. Then I want to go to the Facebook one. So if you're looking to actually succeed on Facebook, all you got to do is this. If you have a new account, it's going to be capped to 5 to 10 listings. They're going to monitor it and then they'll give you more access. OK, don't fight it. You trying to fight it and do appeals and trying to get more listing. This stuff puts you under the microscope even more. Number 2, look human. You need to make sure that your profile, if you're a Facebook person, is up to date. You got history. You're actually doing stuff on Facebook. That's very important. Number 3, start low risk, kitchen, household items, things like that. You want to sell products that look like it came from your closet, okay, at first, all right? This helps you actually blend in and look real. And then lastly, you want to mark the item sold instead of just ending the listings. It's one of the most important things that I think we went over so far, okay? All right. Now, Mercari. So Mercari, you want to keep it clean, okay? But you want to keep it in hand. Now, what does that mean? Only list what's in your hands. Stop trying to drop ship. Mercari is not one of them, okay? If you're somebody out there trying to make bread, Mercari is not the platform to play with. Mercari is not that. Mercari is not one of the Jones you sit there and try to act like you utilizing what these fake ass YouTubers is telling you. Oh my God, go ahead and drop ship, guys. Get AutoDS and go on Shopify. You'll get rich. All that bullshit without showing you any proof, right? All they show you is a motherfucking screenshot, some edited shit that somebody in India cooked up for them and put on a video, and then you start falling and believing that shit, right? No, you can't do that shit with Mercari, okay? Thank you for the likes. You can't do that with Mercari, okay? Mercari is one of them platforms. If you mess up, then now you gotta depend on another person to allow you to use their Mercari, because you can't create another Mercari without putting on your ID, okay? So only list what's in your hands. Honest photos and descriptions. Inspect what you expect. Never take deals off of app. So if you try to get them off of the app, Mercari does monitor your inboxes. They have keywords, trigger words. They are going to actually flag you. Cancellations got to be near zero. You can't be canceling. This is why I don't actually do a lot of Mercari videos, because I cancel a lot. Okay. Now, yes, I make money on Mercari, but I do cancel a lot. Why? Because sometimes I'll list the product for X amount. I'll let that thing sit. I'll get into the warehouse, my phone stores, YouTube. Then I'll go check my Mercari. And then I got all of these people trying to buy this product, but the product then rose, right? The cost of goods rose, so I can't sell it for that price, right? So Mercari is one of those platforms. It gives me like a flea market feel, okay? And that's sort of kind of, right? Right, now let's recap. So Mercari, all right? The way you're going to sell on Mercari, only list what's in your hands. None of that drop shipping bullshit. All right, that fantasy shit that some of y'all believe and live and swear by. Do that stuff. Great, cool, right? If that's what's working for you, is work. Don't do that shit on Mercari. Okay, you fuck up, you gotta start over again. You gotta have somebody else create an account for you. Number 2, honest photos and description. Inspect what you expect. Number 3, never take deals off the app. Trigger words will actually trigger, and then Mercari will be on your ass like grass. Now, well, like white on rice. And then cancellations got to be near zero. Very important. Don't have a lot of cancellations, because that does count against you. All right. Now, the 7 fastest ways to get banned. I know a lot of people want to actually know this, because a lot of people get banned. And this has become one of the niches on this channel where I talk about getting banned and unbanned, especially on Educated Hustler. Now, getting unbanned is easy. It is. I'm not going to lie. We're not about to complicate things and make things feel like it's impossible, because it ain't. Because if there's a way, we gonna find it, okay? Why? Well, because I've been in a position as a reseller where I needed to resell on platforms to pay my bills. Okay? There's been times when my stores wasn't dragging in customers, and I depended on eBay and Mercari. I'll never forget. I'm sitting in my store. We ain't see a customer in 3 days. I said, oh my God. I said, damn. I'm over here stressing, thinking about how I'm going to pay him, and him. I'm like, damn. My girlfriend at the time come in and she like, yo, you want to do Mercari? And I was like, no. Because at that time, which is still now, Mercari only releases the payout once the person says they got it. Little did I know, if I would have just tried it, I still would have made bread. But the point that I'm trying to make is, online is important for any business, because it helps you reach a different target market. Okay? You don't want to get banned. How do you get banned? You got multiple stealth accounts. I got 9 eBay accounts and I'm good. The difference between a stealth account, let's make this clear, because people had this like misconception that I be trying to teach people how to do shit the wrong way. No, I teach you how to do shit the smart way. I teach you how to do shit the right way without actually following the script that people are taught, because the way we're taught is to suppress us and keep us down. A lot of successful people don't want to share information to you because they want to be above and ahead of you. Me, I share information to people because it helps and benefits me just as much as it's going to benefit them. Okay, it's a two-way street. Stealth accounts are not going to help you because that's an account that you built to hide. My accounts are made with different business names, EINs, and these are actually business entities I pay taxes on. Okay? Give you an example. You just got banned from eBay, let's say. You just got banned. I hire you at my store. And then I say, hey, I saw your eBay account. You did awesome on eBay. Hey, I want you to run my eBay. But I'm going to put your name on my eBay account as an authorized seller, right? As a partner. You still can do that. You're just going to sign up with my business and sell on behalf of my business, right? It's the same thing that you're doing when you're creating a business eBay account. It's not a stealth account, okay? Number 2, VPNs, shady login patterns. Now this is where it should get deep. Because a lot of people keep trying to do this VPN bullcrap because this is what they learned on YouTube and it don't work. Why? Because it's no way you were in Hong Kong yesterday and now you're in Kensington, Philadelphia. There's no way in hell you were in Alaska and now you are in Japan. There's no way. Okay? Flag. Brand stock videos and photos. The Vero system ain't a joke. That's the system that actually flags you. And I've did plenty of videos about the Vero system on eBay. You don't want to take photos that are off of Google. Okay? You don't want to be lazy. Now, I'm a lazy person when it comes to certain tasks. I'm not going to lie to you. I have my plate full half of the time, and then I be trying to like find ways to make things easier for me. And sometimes it gets like that, where I want to just copy pictures. You got to do it from a different platform, okay? If you're doing the little, oh, I'm just going to copy this from Apple, you're screwed, okay? 4, fakes, replicas, and logoed knockoffs. I want to say that again. For all of my people in the back, fake, replicas, and logoed products. Why? You're imitating a product that you don't have, and you're acting as if it is that product, and you know when the customer get that motherfucker that they're gonna open the thing and it ain't gonna be what they expect, and you're getting a chargeback. eBay is then going to make a high risk decision to keep you on the platform and take you off, because Apple gonna come for that ass, or Samsung gonna come for that ass. Because if you're allowing your people to sell fake products of our product, you're not our friend. That's how Apple thinks. That's how Samsung thinks. You know how many cease and desist I got from Apple? Do you know how many people have contacted me when I was making 6 figures selling replicas on my Shopify website? You know how many times they took my website down? A lot. I'm telling you this right now. We don't do the fakes and the reps. No, we do clones. And clones is even a bad word, right? But it's products that don't have logos, okay? No logo. No logo, man. No logo, my friend. No logo. No logo, my friend. No logo. Why? Because logo get me banned. Okay? No logo. All right? Now, 5, off-platform payments. I don't agree with this, okay? Now, I'm going to tell y'all a secret that I do on eBay, and it has made me thousands of dollars monthly. When I go ahead and sell a product, I send a card in that package, and it says, yo, 50% off, you go ahead and order on my website next time instead of eBay. But guess who can't track it? eBay. Do you think that customer going to take a picture of that little card and send it to eBay? No. Even if they do, it don't matter, okay? I'm not doing it on eBay's platform. I'm doing it in my packaging that I pay for. Hence why you don't want to drop ship. Drop shipping does not give you that ability. People that drop ship, you got to understand, drop shipping means that you ain't shit but somebody being used. I'm going to say that again. If you're drop shipping, you ain't shit but somebody being used, and that's a fact. Okay? So before you have this little notion, oh, I'm going to drop ship because I don't want to spend no money. You're broke already, buddy. You're broke already, buddy. You're allowing these other factories and distribution centers to use your profile because they can't sell in the States. That's it. And they're using influencers that they're paying okay money. I mean, ain't nothing crazy. Okay money to promote Shopify, fake drop shipping, fake videos saying that they made all this bread without any proof, no website to show, because they want you to go ahead and get an auto DS. They want you to fall for the bullshit, the propaganda, because they understand when people want to make money and they become desperate because they got bills going on and they got all this shit that's hindering them, they're going to fall into the trap. Let me tell you something. One type of person you always want to market and sell to is a person that's desperate and needs you more than you need them. And that's a fact, bro. All right, overnight volume spikes is another thing. So when you are listing some bullshit and then everybody start buying that thing. Now, you do got to be careful, because if you're listing trending products like those the squishies and the dumplings and all of that, maybe you might have overnight spikes. That's why you want to make sure you're leaving your quantity at like 10, not like 100, right? You sell 100 units overnight, they're going to look at you like, what the okay? I ain't going to lie. Sometimes, even with Macari, it be like they don't want you to make no bread. I'm going to tell you that. All right? Now, every one of these looks like fraud to a machine, even when you mean nothing by it. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and recap. I'm going to keep recapping after, okay? 7 ways to get your ass banned. 7 ways for eBay, Macari, Poshmark, Vinted to say, bring your ass here, boy. Okay, number 1, multiple stealth accounts. You don't need stealth accounts. Just sign up as a business. Number 2, VPN. Stop saying that you're in Hong Kong one day and then in Hawaii the next. Number 2, stock photos. Stop getting your photos from Google and stuff like that. No, we need photos either from another platform or take the pictures yourself, put them in ChatGPT, say make this thing look like an eBay listing. That's it, right? I'll make a video on that. I don't want to get a whole prompt away, but I'll give you the prompt. Next, fakes, reps, and logoed products. All of the logoed products. Now, if you are trying to make some bread, holler at your boy. We have products that don't have logos, okay? You don't need products with logos, all right? Products that don't have logos can be sold anywhere. You can sell this on the side of the street. You can sell this at flea markets. You can sell them online. You cannot sell branded products in stores. You cannot sell them at flea markets. Now, you're allowed to. You're allowed to, but it's against the law, okay? It is, all right? It is, but having your own unbranded product gives you flexibility. This is a fact, okay? And somebody's gonna buy it. Don't worry, all right? Now, number 5, all platform payments. This does get you banned if you're like, yo, bro, listen, bro, I'll hook you up, bro. Just text me. No, don't do that. Instead, put a business card or what the heck, one of those little square things that say, yo, listen, 50% off the next time you order on and put your website. Owning shit is important. Now, I'm not saying own everything because you do need to partner with platforms. You do need to get off of your own target market and get into a vast target market that maybe you haven't reached. Yes, but you want to own something that you can bring people back to that is yours. Okay. Now, cancellations and chargebacks. This is something, if you do not have the proper information in the descriptions, you are going to get these chargebacks, and this is why you need multiple bank accounts, because chargebacks come out of your bank account. You don't want to have to pay the light bill and then the bread come out and then your wife, your kids, y'all all in the dark. Your wife hits you up like, hey, honey, you still at work? Yeah, babe, what's up? The lights are off. Oh, shit. And then you check your account, it's negative 3,000. You know what I mean? You don't want that. Okay, that's the life of a dropshipper, by the way. Now, overnight volume, this does happen with trending items, so you want to make sure that you are limiting your quantity and not just letting things go rampant. All right, it's a fact. All right, y'all getting a lot of information tonight, now. What to sell first? Green light starters, clothing, shoes, accessories. All right, my students, I'll be like, yo, bro, what you got in the crib, bro, that you don't wear, man? List that thing up on eBay. Let's try to sell some soap. Because when you sell these items, it looks like you're a real person and not a bot. And that's what eBay is trying to search for. They're trying to vet. Y'all, look, I give a really good example. I was promoting my website, HustlerTaughtMe. That is, by the way, the best website for resellers out. I'm going to build this into a huge business, God willing. Pray for me. But this is a platform where all resellers has the opportunity to set their goals, build their business, and etc. Right? I launched it, made a video. Tell me how we had about 400 people trying to sign up or sign in. Some of them were bots, some of them weren't. But guess what? That triggered and hurt my business. It hurt because you got to pay for. I developed this website with code and also AI's help. So a lot of the subscriptions that I pay for, it's a lot of money because you gotta, and I have, people from overseas that were coding it with me too and all this other stuff. But it hurt me because I lost a lot of money because every time people put a prompt into the brain, which is our reselling AI, it cost me money. But people were doing it at a rapid rate. The reason I say that is because when you have a uncapped product, right? Like I used to do eBay and I used to be like, I got 1,000 quantities of this, of these headphones. Knowing I didn't have 1,000, but I would want to sell it. But once you do that, you kind of hold yourself to an expectation that hopefully you can fulfill, because if you can't, then it costs you money in the long run. You want to be really careful. Okay. So that's why I like just selling what you have first. what I should have did with Hustler Taught Me is I should have promoted it, but I should have had a certain thing that stopped the bots and people that weren't really trying to do much from just signing up. Okay, phone accessories, chargers, and all of that. Not yet. High risk early. Okay, let me remove this real quick. So the products that are high risk are going to be gift cards. That's the number one fraud, and that's a fact. People be selling like gift cards, Apple gift cards and stuff, designer and luxury brands, high value electronics in 1 week, health supplements and FDA restricted items, anything that basically you can't prove you own. So you cannot prove that you, and look at me, because we going, I mean, you gotta, let's talk. You can't prove that you own them JBL speakers that you're selling, right? Like I want you to understand what I'm trying to say, because what I'm saying is actually what I'm saying. The branded products that we sell, I hope you guys know, if they're new, technically you're not supposed to sell it. It's a fact. Now you can sell used. So prime example, I can sell these used Meta Ray-Ban glasses, but if I have them brand new in a box and I'm a business, I gotta prove where I got these from. So like my homeboy, he likes to give his girls, like he when he get girlfriends, he like to get them like electronics. So he's used to me having replicas. So he'll hit me up like every 6 months. Yo, bro, I'm trying, it's this girl birthday, bro. I need some headphones. You got the reps? And I had to tell him like, bro, I don't sell those no more. He's like, why? Well, because when I did sell them, LP&I came in and fined me $5,000 for selling fake products. And then when I get audited, it hurts my business. So we can't sell fake products. Hence why Walmart has the ONN brand on. Target has Bowl and Basket. No, that's Walmart, right? Yeah, I don't be going on Target. I don't know what Target got. But Target got their own too. Best Buy got their own brand too. Do you ever wonder why the brand that they have looks similar to the other brands they're selling in their store? Because all they're doing is creating a different version with a different logo. Because everything that's made can be made again. Let me repeat that. Everything that has been made can be made again. Okay, so just because these don't have logos doesn't mean these products aren't valuable. See, that's the beauty of Apple. That's the beauty of Samsung. The beauty of LG is that they're not really selling a product, they're selling a name. I'm gonna say it again, they're not selling a product, they're selling a name. That's where you and me can't compete. But what we can compete with is the product. Okay? So let's recap. The green light starters for you starting out on eBay, Facebook, Mercari. Clothing, shoes, accessories, books, games, media, kitchen, home goods, phone accessories, chargers. The things you don't want to start out with though are going to be gift cards, designer, luxury brands, which are 9 times out of 10 fake, and you know it's true. And then high value electronics, phones definitely. Okay, health supplement and FDA restricted items like smoking things like grinders and vapes and all of that. Anything you can't prove you own. All right, very, very important. I'm telling you, very important. All right, let's move on. The unbanded lane, generic products done legit. All right, so generic and unbranded products are massive. Okay, they are very, very massive. Unbranded products are massive, okay? Low competition lane, chargers, cases, and gadgets. Let me tell you why unbranded products are really, really good. Because not a lot of people get them. Because, see, here's the thing. A lot of people, they'll go on Alibaba, they'll go on AliExpress, right? And they'll try to find the product that has the logo. Because they don't know how to sell and they don't know how to position their brand. So what they think is, well, damn, if I can't do it, maybe I can piggyback off of another brand I don't own. I learned very quick when I got fired from Sam's Club because I was too young, but I was doing everything, selling Sam's Club memberships. I was the top in the district. I was doing my thing. They still fired me because I didn't have any ownership, right? I learned very young, if you don't own something, you have no value. I'm going to say that again. If you don't own something, you have no value. So everybody watching this right now that doesn't own any type of business entity, in the world of business, you don't have no value. I'll give you an example. If me and you is in the same room and we are trying to move, let's say you moved to Atlanta, I moved to Atlanta, and then you're like, yo, B, I want to start a business with you. And I'm like, all right, bet, bro. I'm cool with that. So we sit down at the table and I say, all right, bet, yo, I got 2 repair vans that we're going to bring down here. I have 2 employees that I probably can come. I can probably get them to come down here. I'll pay for their hotels just in the meantime, folks, so we can, get everything running. What do you have? What are you going to say? What are you going to say? Oh, I have a hope and a dream. I'm a really hard worker. I don't want none of that shit. I don't want none of that shit. I can get 1,000 hard workers. I can get 1,000 hard workers. I don't give a freak about you being no damn hard worker, bro. I don't care about that, and that's a fact. This is a fact. What I'm saying is a fact. I don't give a fuck about you being a hard worker. You know what I care about? I care about what you bring to the table that I don't. What I'm saying is real shit. I'm telling you. So that's why you gotta understand having some type of something asset, something, like literally something, is important. Okay? The line is simply no real brand logo ever. Okay? No fakes, no replicas, no AA quality. That's a banned and a legal problem. Now, the only thing I would fire back with is I've never seen it be a problem with accessories. But with real live physical products that are imitating another, if it has any of those type of things, you're done. Okay? Now, AAA, like prime example, like this. Like AAA headphones, right? Those are actually symbolizing that they're OEM. That's important because you do have different quality. So that's cool, but in the scope of things, you don't want it to have it. Now, let me do this real quick. We're going to move this. We're not going to do that today. All right, let me move this. So done right, this is 100% allowed on every major platform, and it's where new resellers win in 2026, which means this is where people are actually making bread. They're making bread selling these type of clones because they're selling something they own. Okay? Now, scale like a human, not like a bot. Now, what the hell does that mean? Well, we're going to go through a plan that I want you guys to implement, okay? Now, what you want to do, week 1, okay, all the way to week 2, you want to list 5 items, okay? Low risk items, perfect shipping, which means you want to list these items, not 5 to 10 every single day. Don't do that. 5 to 10 a week. Now, your first week, you probably only want to do 5, okay? This is about to sound crazy, but you don't want to look broke, and you don't want to look desperate. Because broke and desperate people will do anything for cash, including just sell anything. eBay doesn't like that. Week 3 to 6, raise volume and price points gradually as your limits increase. Now, the beautiful thing about a business account is you don't really got to worry about the limits increasing or decreasing. Your limit is going to be something you can, maneuver. Now, 90 days, you have a trusted account, higher limits, better reach, room to push. Now, after the 90 days, you do whatever you want. You straight. You Gucci. All right. But you want to make sure you're following this roadmap. Okay. Now, steady beats fast. Smooth growth curves look human. Spikes look stolen. Keep metrics green, fast shipping, honest listing, low cancels. Metrics are your armor. And before we even just break into that, I'll tell you guys this. This is a really good point that I'm about to tell you. So for the longest, I was using, for my POS system, point of sales, in my store, I was using Shopify POS. It's a fact, okay? The reason I was using Shopify POS for my stores for about 2 years was because I had an online store and I had physical stores. But with the online stores, I allowed people to come and pick products up. I needed the inventory to match. I also wanted to have all of my money together at the end of the day. I wanted to be able to have, okay, this store had Joseph working, he counted his till and da-da-da, but also have it separate from, oh, we made this amount online. So Shopify POS was my thing. When the iPhone 14 Pro Max when the iPhone 14 Pro Max came out, we ended up getting a bunch of them, okay, before launch, okay? I got them from somebody I knew at a phone store. I cashed them out. They gave them to me. So when the phone launched, the launch day, we promoted we had some phones. We went to go sell these phones. When I went to go sell these 14 Pro Maxes, customers were outside my store, came in, cashed me out. I didn't do no payment plans, no like installments. Just, I think it was like $1,100. I had about maybe 12 of them. So that day was a huge spike, okay? They held my money and paid me about 35% after 6 months. The other amount went into thin air. My accountant, my lawyer, we worked to try to get those funds back, but we couldn't. Turned out that one transaction that was made in my store was false with somebody else's credit card. My employee did not check ID. Screwed me over. Why do I tell you that? Well, I tell you that because when we go to these slides and we say steady beats fast, okay? All I had to do was cap how many units I was selling a day. But instead, I wanted to make the most amount of money, so I just made them all available. That cost me money. Okay? Keep metrics green. Fast shipping, honest listings, low cancels, metrics are your armor. Okay? All right. So we can recap that too. Let's recap that. Now, you want to scale like a human, not like a bot. So week 1 to week 2, 5 to 10 listings. Not 5 to 10 listings a day, 5 listings the first week, around 10 the second. Build your account gradually. These are low ticket items. Make sure you have perfect shipping for the small amount of items that you will sell. Your account isn't going to just push out a bunch of sales randomly. Week 3 to 6, raise your volume and your price point. So now we're not just selling low ticket, we're moving up to mid from week 3 to week 6. Okay? Now, after the 90-day mark, this is where you're free. You can go ahead and sell what you need to sell. All right? Very important. Something that I think that people miss and people don't necessarily always pay attention to. There is a order of operations with this. Now, money and taxes in 2026. The good news, the 1099 is the threshold is back. So now we have some business stuff. So 20,200 transactions, the $600 rule is dead. I'll talk about that in another video because this has to do with your taxes and how you as a business entity file your taxes to be able to recoup and also write off your business expenses. But the reality check is all income is taxable. Okay? All income is taxable. Form or no form. Now, if you don't know, when you are selling on eBay or OfferUp, Mercari, they're sending the amount of money you made to the IRS off the rip. Like, you're not doing it, right? So when it's tax season, the IRS already knows what you sold, how much money you owe, right? So that's why it's important to accumulate tax write-offs. That's why a lot of people do giveaways. So that's why, like, people in your area, whether they're influencers or just business people, they'll do like free giveaways, they'll do turkeys, and then they do like random back to school events. It's because doing that is going to save them from having to pay all of these taxes. Because if I spend $20,000 on book bags, I can make that $20,000 go towards my tax write-offs towards the end of the year. And this is how the rich stay rich, because they give away their money, which technically they're not necessarily giving it away. They're giving it away because they already know they made more than that, and then that always offsets. But again, these are things that people don't really talk about because, again, it's better to keep it secret because people don't really want to share value because they're scared you're going to pass them. All right? Track everything, what you paid, platform fees, shipping mileages, and deductions. That's why we have HustlerTaughtMe.com, where you as a reseller can sign up and you can track all of your inventory there. I don't keep any information. All your information is private, but it is a really good database to keep track of your metrics so that you can hold yourself accountable. Sign up right now, HustlerTaughtMe.com. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll understand when you get on the website. Now, you also want to do separate bank accounts. So you have your business, then you have your own personal. You really should have 3, but we'll go through that later. Just having different bank accounts is going to make it easy when you're making real bread, okay? Again, something I don't hear a lot of people talking about. Why? Because it's not sexy, all right? It's just not sexy, all right? Now, flagged or restricted, don't make it worse. Never open up a new account with your personal information. That's just not going to work. Complete the verification steps, very important. If you're somebody that is flagged, if you're somebody that is restricted, right? Storage is closed. I gotta make sure the tills are closed. If your store is if you're restricted and they ask you to complete a verification process, just do it. Like, this is what burns me up, right? People will try to tell me, yo, B, you know, I really want to build a business, but like they're asking for my ID and all of it. Bro, just provide it. Oh, well, you know, I had my account banned before and my ID was on there. Bro, I don't care. Just give them your ID, bro. Like, it ain't no way around it. This is where I think I get frustrated with social media, because social media allows people to be whatever they want, yes. But sometimes, guys, we think I don't have all the answers for you. I don't. And if I don't have an answer, I'm not going to lie and say I do. You feel me? Like, I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them people that'll sell you a dream just to seem like I'm a guru. I'm a hustler, you heard? That's all I am. I'm not a guru, right? So I don't lead people with false expectations. If you got caught because you did some dumb shit, bro, now you're going to have to figure out how that dumb shit going to get fixed or where that dumb shit going to take you. That's a fact. Like, bro, just give them what they want. Oh, Brandon, they're asking for invoices and I don't have any. Bro, you should have shot HustlerTaughtMe.com. We would have had your back. I can't create an invoice for AliExpress, bro. Go hit up them Chinese people and ask them if they going, you know what I mean, hook you up. Because I'm going to tell you something about the China distributors. I'm going to tell you something about them because I've traveled. I've actually met suppliers and distributors. Listen, they don't give a fuck about you. They only care about getting their product out the warehouse. Once the product out the warehouse and the bread come to hit their account, you deal with the issue. The only time they're going to care is if you are a volume buyer and they know that the relationship is going to, you know, grant them a longevity partnership. But other than that, they don't care, bro. Man, listen, I'm not even going to get into it. Listen, I'll be able to check them up. You heard? Now, you want to always fix the root cause before you relist, okay? Now, again, I'm going to recap. Flagged or restricted products, okay? Number 1, don't just open a personal account brand new. No, create a business account, hide behind your LLC, hide behind some type of entity. Number 2, if they ask you for a verification process, an ID, and invoices, whatever, provide it, okay? You can't finesse it, and if you don't have the invoices, hit me up and I'll see what I can do. All right. Number 3, you want to appeal claims that you feel are not right, but you also always want to appear calm. Never panic or never try to like, oh, I'm just a single mother. And you know, I'm just trying to, nobody gives a fuck. They trying to make their bread. eBay trying to protect their platform. They don't care. There's no sad story in business. And then last, you want to fix the root problem. If it's because you keep selling them fake ass reps that nobody like, then stop selling those fake ass reps that nobody like. All right, that's just what it is, bro. Like, I'm sorry. All right. Now, screenshot this. Let me move my face. You heard? Let me move my face. I mean, screenshot this. And this is exactly what you need to make sure you have. One account, one identity, everything matches your ID. Your own photo, honest descriptions, items in hand. You ship fast, never cancel, reply within an hour. Keep every deal and payment on the platform. No VPNs, no stealth account, no shortcuts. Start slow, 5 to 10 listings a day or a week. Low risk categories, okay? Unbranded, no logos, never. Always sell generic, that's the legit way. And again, track your numbers from sale number 1. Inspect what you expect, okay? Every single time. I'm telling you this, bro, because people will try to catch you slipping like a transmission, including these platforms. I know you guys probably don't believe me, but what I'm saying is a fact. Now, let's talk about this. If you guys don't want to do it alone, you can start with me for free. Don't build alone. HustlerTaughtMe.com got your back like a bra strap, okay? Now, what do I mean by this? Well, I've created my own company that I am building and growing. HustlerTaughtMe.com is a platform for resellers by a reseller. We have HTM Brain, which is Hustler Taught Me Brain. This is an AI reselling assistant, live profit margins, wholesale finds, top opportunities. This AI helps you build your business, and it is not like ChatGPT or Claude or anything like that. It's actually something that dissects how you sell products that you buy, and it actually gives you suggestions tailored to you. Free profit margin calculator. Know your real profit after fees before you buy. I give you a free profit margin calculator. Now in August, the community will be lit. Okay, we will green light the community. I'm just waiting to get more and more signups because I do want to have a community where we can all effectively communicate together. So resellers who've been through every ban flag and come back and come in one discussion, and we can help each other. Okay, if you have questions, drop your questions below, guys, and I will answer them. But I do want to take the time out to show you guys a little bit of what this actually is. Okay, so if you're somebody out there that is looking to not be finessed, if you are looking to actually grow and build your business, I want to show you what websites like this could actually do for you. Because again, HustlerTaughtMe.com is free. It does not cost you any money to start. Now, yes, it does cost you money when it comes to you getting premium features, and I'm very transparent about that. But just starting out free is something you can do. So what you essentially would do is you would sign up. We just ask for this information. Once you sign up, right? Once you sign up, you log in. Once you log in, it takes you to a dashboard, okay? Now it will say, welcome, blah, blah, blah. And then you'll have a few options, okay? Now, I am a Hustle Plus member, okay? So you're not gonna have all of these available to you if you're not a Hustle Plus member. Now, if you don't understand what I'm saying, here's how the memberships work. This is essentially just my community, all right? I created a platform where I don't depend on anyone else. I don't want schools. I don't want Wix. I don't want Shopify. I want my own shit. Because what I realized is that all of those platforms, they restrict us to abiding by different rules that they benefit from, right? So I can't, with schools, teach my students the way I want to teach them. I have to abide by a certain structure that someone else put in place, right? Just because it worked for them doesn't mean it's going to work for me. And just because something is working for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. That's why I give you flexibility. Now, for free, what happens is you get 20 brain messages per day. If you don't know what the brain messages are, It's just like you typing in the chat GPT, but the brain is going to actually answer your questions based on your platform. So if you're selling on eBay, Mercari, OfferUp, Facebook, it's going to actually help you actually sell on there. And we'll talk about that in a second. You get the HTM dashboard, which is the dashboard that we will actually, and maybe I can, let's see if I can just do this. Maybe what I could do is I can show you while, let's do that. I'll show you while we're actually going. So this is the HTM dashboard, okay? This is the dashboard where you get all of this stuff. It lets you know top opportunities for you, the margin alerts. So it lets you know different profit margins that you should be aware of, things that you should reorder, and recommendations for your business, okay? And then you have the brain. Remember when I said you get those 20 messages? Well, this is where you would type those messages in. You can actually type in any of this, okay? So where should I buy products for $150, or what should I learn next? Help me list this product. Yes, like you actually can get help with all of this, okay? And that is still free. You get order tracking, you get the community, beginner resources and guides, basic business tools, basic profit margin calculator, account management, which means you can actually go ahead and you can set your own goals. Okay, now these things are important. Now, each dashboard is broken between reselling and phones. So if you're a phone flipper, just hit phones and everything just transitions into phones. So you can log your phone sales. You can look at the phone market. This tells you what phones are projected to be what price right now. So how much can you get paid for each device per buyer? And if you want to actually sell a phone that you see here, all you got to do, go back to your dashboard, and then you can go to sell to Hustler Taught Me. And then you can sell us your phone. We'll pay for the shipping for that phone to get to us, and then we'll cash you out. Okay. Now, you also can set your goals. Okay. And also log your sales. Okay. So I don't have any phone sales, but I can add sales. I can add a phone right now that I made. Okay. You can log any phone that you have or any sale that you made, and you can keep track of it. All right. Now, why would you want to do the Hustler Plus? Well, you get the expanded brain access, okay? You get more brain messages, all right? I believe it's 100 messages that you could do a day. All right, nobody uses 100 messages. Now, you're also going to be able to do the AI business guidance, so brain gets smarter, okay? It's going to give you more recommendations. It's going to act a little bit more as far as giving you the information. You're going to get the Hustler Academy, which is all of my stuff, like the videos, the classes, just like this, essentially. Phone market, so you're able to actually look at more phones in the phone market. And this phone market that I just showed you, you're actually not able to access it here with the free. But the phone market you can get for the 50, the business tools, the wholesale benefits. So the phone market also, guys, just like the price list, it's just a more live version, okay? My potential, my outlook on it is it's going to look like a stock market where we can see the trends going up and down for phones, all right? Now, one thing I do want to talk about, though, when it comes to tools and resources, is I built this platform so that resellers just like us can actually make this bread. Right? But how do we actually make bread? Well, there's a bunch of things that I think we go through where we need help. Okay. As of today, this is a new tool that we actually created. This is a product listing agent. This actually can list products for you on eBay, Facebook, Mercari, anywhere. HTM wholesale means like anywhere, like a Shopify or Wix, and then another website page. Okay. So what happens is you can type in whatever product. You type in what brand, you type in what's included with it, and it will generate a listing for you, okay? That's one tool. Then you have the profit margin calculator, which this helps you actually with anything. So if, let's say iPhone 14, I purchased it at $200. I'm probably gonna sell it for $350. This will tell you if it's a good deal or not. It's a 29.1 profit margin. That's $102 per unit if you had multiple. Then it breaks down based on what platform. So if you're going to do Mercari, like it changes. It goes off the live. What's this message? Oh, okay. It goes off of the live fees that these platforms are charging. Okay. So this is something all resellers can utilize as well. All right. Now the deal analyzer is another one. Okay. So with the deal analyzer, it will actually analyze phone deals that you have. Okay, so iPhone 15 Pro Max unlocked, good condition, battery health 85. I'll buy it for $350 maybe. Let's see if that makes sense. No, it's not going to make sense. You have to actually have a real deal, because $350 isn't going to work out. We're going to do that in a second. I don't want to get off, but I got to look on OfferUp and see a real deal. But you have sell device, wholesale store. So this shopping wholesale aspect is good too. You have audio, charger, trending, blah, blah. You can get any products that you want wholesale. How it works is this. You get the Bud 4 wireless earbuds, right? For example, you can buy these, but these are not out yet. These, I have a video releasing tomorrow, and then those will be live. But this ain't what, I don't even think I have them in here. Yeah, I don't have them in here, but they're at the warehouse. I did a video on them. These are not out yet, but these are like $14.50. But I do have the Bud 3s that are out right now. And these, you can get a sample, right? You can get 4-pack, 6-pack, 12-pack. The Bud 4s are going to be out tomorrow. But just to give you an insight on how the brain works, the brain is going to tell you if it's worth buying, okay? It's going to tell you if it's good for you. If it's not, you can actually go ahead and choose what type. This is going to show you the profit margin, everything, okay? Estimated profit, the estimated reselling price. This is just all built for resellers, okay? Very, very important. All right, guys. All right. So, guys, that is HustlerTaughtMe.com in a nutshell. It's so much more to explore. Right now, as we speak, we have developers working on the messaging system, because what's going to end up happening is this tab right here in August, I'm going to have our community up and running, but I do want to make sure we have a community of resellers that just honestly are looking to grow together. And I really do value community a lot. And I think that, one of my biggest things is freedom. Like, I'm really big with freedom. Like, I feel like a lot of us, we get up every day, we bust our asses, we go to a job, or go to some type of gig, like school, even school, right? And it's a whole bunch of people telling us what we can and what we can't do. And I know that it's all for a purpose, but there has to be a point to where we can genuinely be ourselves, right? And use our creativity and actually have a safe space to try. I think that's one of the biggest problems right now, is everyone's scared to try, because there's so many hurdles in the way, right? You can't sell the products that are actually going to sell because you have monopolies like Apple and Samsung that won't allow you to sell their products. You can't list a certain way because you have AI bots on eBay and Mercari that is just stopping you from listing products people will sell. But you're just trying to keep the lights on, trying to build some type of wealth for your family. It sucks, but this is how life is. Full of restrictions just to appease and help other people's pockets over yours. Business. But we're going to make sure that we put some of that power back in our hands. All right? So we did a good little hour and 30. A good little hour and 30. I appreciate you guys for watching. And as always, I'm going to see you guys in the next video. You guys continue to grind, continue to keep growing, and make money work for you. And I'll see you guys